On September 20th, 2021, the Pokemon Company announced Pokemon TCG Live, a brand new digital Pokemon TCG experience that will replace Pokemon TCG Online. On February 22nd, 2022, TCG Live released in beta, and we all thought PTCGO will be gone in a few weeks. Well, after 11 rough months for TCG Live, the Pokemon Company announced today, January 31st, 2023, that content support is officially over for PTCGO. What this means is simple. The Scarlet and Violet base set expansion will not be coming to PTCGO on March 30th, nor will the 2023 standard format rotation, or the tool card errata where tools are now considered their own trainer card. However, new Versus ladders will continue in PTCGO and bug fixes will still be released if they're deemed necessary. In terms of when PTCGO will go offline forever, nothing has changed. It will be removed from app stores and game servers will be shut down prior to the official worldwide launch of Pokemon TCG Live. We've been hearing that line since 2021 and still have no idea when it's actually happening, but it's likely going to be sooner rather than later. And even if they keep the servers going for several more months, the only way to play with Scarlet and Violet cards is on TCG Live. So what does this mean for PTCGO players who want to play Pokemon TCG Live? I have an entire playlist dedicated to answering all of your questions, but I'll answer a few of the more common ones right now. First, you want to have 125 unopened packs on PTCGO before migrating. These packs can be trade locked and can be from any set, but do note that Pikachu avatar kits and uncommon chests don't count towards this number. By doing this, you'll receive 12,400 crystals in Live, which you'll use to buy the premium battle pass, as well as any set you want from the in-game shop. Second, get 4 copies of every card from Celebrations. Celebrations is by far the best set to open on TCG Live for numerous reasons, and the cards are fairly cheap on PTCGO. If you do decide to migrate to Live, only a maximum of 4 copies of each card will make the transfer, while anything over that 4 will be lost to the void. Third, is migrating even worth it? TCG Live isn't in a great place. The last 2 major updates have caused more issues than they fixed. Luckily, you can play Live without migrating and claim all the free decks. Obviously, with the news of PTCGO support ending, you won't really have much of a choice in a couple of months, but it's still a good idea to wait until March if you can. Should you decide to play Pokemon TCG Live, there's several things to keep in mind. There's no game log, expanded only supports Sword and Shield and Sun and Moon at the moment, and you can't do expanded friend battles, which means GLC is off the table for now. Those are game design decisions. As for major bugs, the new board effects can cause slowdown, you can't scroll through the discard pile, Sky Seal Stone is banned, many of you will experience error codes and be unable to even log into TCG Live, your phone will overheat and the battery will drain like crazy, and for others the battle pass won't load without restarting the game. That's only the tip of the Bergmite when it comes to issues in Live. Oh, and if you're looking for alternate arts of a card, you have to click on the card, then click on available to see every other art. And since there's no collection viewer, you have to go to build a new deck first to be able to see the cards that you own. And if you're looking for an expanded card, you have to adjust the filters to all before it will show up. Just trying to find cards is one of the most common issues I see from new players. So hopefully that tip helps you out a little bit. Unfortunately, even with this news of PTCGO support ending, Pokemon TCG Live is not ready for the massive influx of new players. There's just far too many issues and it will likely hurt the digital TCG more than help it. The glimmer of hope is that in the announcement they said PTCGO support is ending in order to devote all resources to Pokemon Trading Card Game Live. It's a little weird considering that Direwolf makes PTCGO while the Pokemon Company makes TCG Live, but maybe it means all the PTCGO money they were spending will go to Live. The official Pokemon TCG Twitter account then added, "We look forward to sharing more about what's to come for Pokemon Trading Card Game Live in the future. This is just common PR jargon that means nothing. If you look at the developer letter from October, they said, we can't wait to share more about what we're working on next. Since then, they released Silver Tempest, which had numerous broken cards, gave us an update in December that made the game unplayable for a week, launched Crown Zenith with multiple broken cards, and then the January update made things worse. So that quote doesn't exactly inspire confidence. And now it's time for Trust Your Pilot's patented rant. Crown Zenith is the final set on PTCGO, meaning that it received every single Sword and Shield expansion, but it won't be getting Scarlet and Violet. So what was the point of the Pokemon TCG Live beta? It has been nothing but a disaster, and anyone could have seen it wasn't ready for public consumption when it launched last February. All it's done is hurt the digital Pokemon TCG landscape, which is ironic since you can't use landscape mode on your phone with PTCGL. I've said this for as long as I can remember. There was no reason to announce Live and expect it to launch alongside Fusion Strike. They could have kept it under wraps, done plenty of internal testing to ensure the best standard experience possible, then release the beta now, advertising it as a brand new game for a brand new generation. Then the full launch could have happened on March 30th to coincide with standard rotation and Scarlet and Violet base set. And once all that was perfect, they could have added expanded later with new game modes in the following months. Instead, we've received no new features in the past year, expanded is a nothing format, and the game is getting destroyed by players online. I'll end the rant there because I'd just be repeating myself. If you read the responses to the news of PTCGO support ending on Twitter, only about 10% of people are excited for the shift. The other 90% are worried about the future of the digital Pokemon TCG, and you can count me in that class. Each new update seems to make the game worse, and we're almost a year into the beta. The developers go silent for weeks at a time on the forums, and there's several cards from new sets that are guaranteed to not work. Then you have to wait 2 months for them to be fixed. I tried to be optimistic about Live as much as I could last year, but in 2023 the socks are off. When PDCGO first launched, it had next to no competition in the digital card game space. Now Live has to compete with massively popular games like Magic, Hearthstone, Runeterra, Marvel Snap, and more, and it doesn't even come close to matching them. So what are your thoughts on the PTCGO news? Will you be looking for another card game to play? Or will you make the leap to Live and tough it out hoping for improvements, all while trying to win Trust Your Feet, the weekly TCG Live tournament? Let me know in the comments.